Hello again, and welcome back to Illegally Cited. This is Jesse, aka BGFH, and I am back for another iOS accessible game video. This time we're taking a look at a title called Tank Battle Endless Gunner. And I want to let you guys know right up front, I have actually done a little bit of beta testing for this particular app, and the developer was kind enough to provide me with a code for the game, for kind of doing this a little bit of accessibility and just overall testing and consulting. So thank you very much for that. But we are going to take a look at this game, Tank Battle Endless Gunner, and it's kind of cool, actually. I wouldn't call it an action game, but I would call it almost more of like a like an action strategy game, where of course you are driving a tank and you are trying to eliminate targets and trying to survive as long as possible. So you're trying to keep up your fuel, keep up your shield, not get destroyed, that kind of a thing. Let's just jump right in.
Tank battle. Double tap to reverse.
Okay, so I'm not sure if I'm actually in the start of a game. Even if we're continuing on in a current game that I'm in, that's totally fine. So like I said, this isn't like your typical like an action game. You're not like controlling a character, left or right or forward or backward or anything. It's kind of like a strategy. So the interface here. Okay, there's a wind sound effect. So I'll show you the interface here.
Crates 5.
So in this level there are crates, and those will contain supplies. So like armor or weaponry or fuel, those kinds of things.
Targets 2.
2 targets I have to eliminate.
Forward.
Then on the left side I have a forward button, and in the middle,
weapon cache range 188, value 20.
That's kind of my radar. So in the top middle is like a radar, and that is currently what that's where I'm aiming my tank at the moment.
Wind is now 8, last entry. Weapon cache. Wind is now 8, last entry. Wind is now -7.
Let's see.
Forward.
So on the right hand side is forward, and the left hand side is backward on either side of the radar. Then you have your main play area, which currently does nothing. But when you get in range of a target, then you're going to start seeing and hearing numbers, and that is basically the elevation of your tank's turret when you're firing off a weapon. So the goal is basically to get, find a distance where you can still hit them, but then you have to physically aim your target by tilting your device in order to hit the target. So we'll get to that eventually. Then you have your log.
Wind is now -3, last entry.
Wind is -3, so the wind is coming toward me at 3 miles an hour. So I'm kind of going into a headwind, it looks like. And that does have effect on how you aim. So at a 45-degree angle, each weapon has its own optimal distance. You're going to fire. Like your first weapon, I believe, is, what is it? 250? 250 yards? Oh, we'll look in a minute. But then if you stray off of that 45-degree angle, then you're gonna, maybe not go as far. You're not going to be as accurate. And then you factor in the wind a little bit. So it's kind of like a mind game of like, okay, how do I line this up? I don't want to I don't want to get too close, because then my enemy will be able to take a lot more pot shots at me. But I want to see, I want to use as little fuel and as little shots as possible, because then I get a bonus at the end of the level. So after your log,
wind is now 9, last entry. 88% armor.
On the bottom, okay, yeah, so we are in the middle. I have 88% armor.
88% armor. Wind is now 3. Wind is now 0. Wind is now -3.
Okay.
88% fuel.
88% fuel.
9 wind.
Okay, 9 wind.
88% armor. 88% fuel. 9 wind. 68% shell.
68% shell. So I've used a bit of weaponry in my journey so far.
68% shell. 68% shell. -1 wind. 68% shell.
So let me double tap on that.
68% shell.
So
40% hellfire range 1000. Payload
when I
100.
go in here,
Selected 68% firecracker range 250. Payload 25.
so payload is my current, or that's how much I can hold, 25 of those. And the firecrackers,
Selected 68% firecracker range 250. Payload 25.
range is 250. So if I shoot at a 45 degree angle and everything is optimal, I should be able to hit my target at 250 meters away, or feet, or whatever you do, yards, or whatever.
80% budget range 500. Payload 50.
So
80% budget range 500. Payload 50. 80% budget range 500. Payload 50.
so that one can go 100 or
80%
500.
budget range 500. Payload 50.
So that one I can do very long distance, but it's probably going to be a little more tricky to aim, and it's going to be more expensive to buy those supplies.
60% bone shaker range 750. Payload 75.
So range 700.
60% bone shaker range 750. Payload 75.
750. Yeah, so as you get more of these, like I said, you'll be able to shoot enemies from further away, which can give you more of a sneak attack, but as you get further in, you're going to have enemies that are probably going to have weapons that can do more as well.
40% hellfire range 1000. Payload 100. 40% hellfire range 1000. Payload 100.
Yeah, so that one, like I said, you've got...
Page 2 of 4. Upgrade armor limit needs 5000. Star current 100.
So, and then I have armor upgrades.
Upgrade fuel tank needs 2500. Upgrade fuel tank needs 2500. Star current 100.
Yeah, so I don't have... You earn these stars, and that's where I was saying you don't want to take a lot of shots, you don't want to use a lot of fuel, you don't want to use a lot of ammo, because the better you do, the more of these stars you're going to be able to get. And you're going to be able to upgrade that through your run. So... we got armor.
Upgrade armor limit needs 5000. Star current 100. Upgrade arsenal size needs 1875. Stars current 25.
Right, so we can upgrade...
Supply drop 2500 stars.
Okay, so we can get a supply drop if we
Fuel
want
drop
to.
1000 stars. Armor drop 1000 stars. Ammo drop 1000 stars. Ammo drop 1000 stars.
So right now we're pretty good.
Options. Supply drop page.
Let's
3
just
of
go
4.
back and...
Upgrade fuel tank needs 2500. Page 1 of 4.
Let's go back.
Selected 68%
I'm just going to
firecracker.
use
Selected
my
68% firecracker.
current
Weapon cache range 188. Value
firecracker
20.
here. So let's see what our...
Crates 5.
There's a few ways that you can navigate. You can just go forward or backward, and that will take you like 100. I think it's 100 at a time, forward or backward, depending on the button that you hit. You can also, if you have, let's say...
Weapon cache range 188. Value 20.
A weapon cache range. That's probably something we want. So we're going to double tap that in our radar.
Weapon cache range 188. Value 20. Armor
We're going to
range
use some
138.
fuel to grab that. So now we should have...
100% shell.
Now I have 100% shell. I was at 68 before, so now we're stocked again. That is good. Let's see what we're pointing at as our radar here.
Armor crate range 138. Value 12.
Armor crate. Sure, we'll go grab that.
Armor crate range 138. Value 12. Bazooka
Okay.
not in range distance 798. Bazooka not in range distance 798.
Okay, bazooka. Let's do some attacking here. So I'm gonna... If I double tap on an enemy in my radar, that's kind of what I like to do, and that'll take you basically halfway from where you are to your target. So
Bazooka not in range distance 798.
798, we're going to go halfway closer to that.
Bazooka not in range distance 798. Bazooka not in range distance 399.
399. Remember, 250 is my
Bazooka not in range
ultimate
distance
range.
399.
Now, I could use a different weapon, but let's use
Bazooka not in
my...
range distance 399. Bazooka
Okay.
range Bazooka range 200 armor 9. Bazooka range 200 armor 9.
200. So I don't want to go quite at a 45 degree angle because, let's see,
Wind is now 6. Last entry.
wind is now 6. So if I tilt,
41. Elevation. 46. Elevation.
I would
42. 41.
let's try
Elevation.
40.
39. Elevation.
Oh,
Weapon cache not in range
okay, we
distance
got him.
530.
Is right around. What I will say is I think the tilting sensitivity is really sensitive. So you really got to have a light tilt. You know, when you're trying to double tap and then not kind of jostle the phone as you're playing. So if you're, let's say you were on 40, you might end up at 39 or 41 because, like I said, the tilting is quite sensitive. Okay, we got our
Weapon
one
cache not in range
target.
distance 530. Weapon cache not in range distance 530.
No, we don't need that. Let's,
Weapon cache not in range distance 500. Targets 1.
targets 1. Remember how we had 2 before? Let's switch. If I double
Targets
tap
1.
on targets.
Field gun range 246 armor 7.
Oh, 246. Okay.
Wind is now -5. Last entry.
-5, so we're probably gonna...
Field gun range 246. Armor 7.
246. It's... Let's try...
47. Elevation 46. Elevation 45.
Okay, that didn't...
Enemy near. Last entry.
Enemy near.
Field gun range 246. Armor 7.
Let's
Forward.
let's go forward a little bit.
Forward. 30. Field gun range 146. Armor 7. 32. 33.
Got him.
Less 2 firecracker equals 20 stars.
Okay, so now we have a bunch of stats. So let's go through
Well
this.
done. Wave 5 completed.
Okay, so wave 5.
Plus 4 targets equals 200 stars.
Okay.
Plus 1 one-shot kills equals 250 stars.
So I did get a one-shot kill. The other one I didn't. I missed the first time. So the first target we shellacked right away.
Less 2 firecracker equals 20 stars.
Okay.
Less 2 damage equals 10 stars. Less 7 fuel used equals 35 stars. Less 12 weapon overstock equals 2 stars. Star awarded 383. Total stars 1292.
Okay.
Star awarded 383.
So this round I got 383.
Star awarded 383.
So if I double tap, we'll go on to wave 6.
Star awarded 383.
So
Field
to
gun
start
range
with, what I
23
always
value
like to
9.
do is I always like to look at my 2 things in the upper middle here.
Crates 5.
Crates 5.
Targets 3.
Targets 3. And let me go look at my
Field gun has been destroyed. Wave 5 last entry.
wave 5.
98% armor.
98% armor. That's good.
81% fuel.
Okay. Fuel. We're okay for now.
88% shell.
Okay.
88% shell. Fuel dump range 23 value 9.
Let's, well, we are targeting.
Fuel dump range 23
I suppose we
value
could
9.
top
Fuel
off.
dump range 23 value 9. Armor crate range 45 value 25. Targets 3.
All right, let's go.
Targets 3.
Targets 3.
Infantry not in range distance 455.
Okay. So
Infantry
455.
not in range distance 400.
Let's go half
Infantry
of
not in range
that.
distance 455.
Yeah.
Infantry range 228 armor 3.
228. What's the
Enemy not
wind?
near last entry. 98% armor. 36. Infantry range 228 armor 3. 39.
Let's
Elevation.
try.
39.
Nope, that didn't do
Elevation.
it. Crap.
40. 40. Elevation. You lost 3 armor. Last
Okay.
entry. Infantry range 228 armor 3.
228.
Infantry range
Ah,
228
no, that's not what I
36.
meant. I meant
Infantry
I
range
double tapped the
114
wrong
armor
thing.
3. Infantry range 114 armor 3.
Okay, this is going to be a little
31.
trickier.
31.
Okay, we
Elevation.
got
Field gun
him.
not in range distance 543. Field gun not in range distance
Field
543.
gun.
94% armor.
94, we're fine.
Field gun not in range distance 543.
Okay, let's go half of
Field
that.
gun not in range distance 543. Field gun not in range distance 270. Field gun not in range distance 270. Field gun range 136 armor 8.
130.
Field gun range 136 armor 8. 34. Elevation. 34.
Nope.
Elevation. Wind is now -6 last entry.
-6. Oh boy, that's a strong wind. Okay.
Field gun range 136 armor 6. Field gun range
Oh,
136
I
armor 6.
keep doing
Field
that. I
gun
keep
range
double
68 armor
tapping the
6.
target.
Field gun range 68 armor 6.
Okay,
32.
well, we're going to have to aim pretty
Elevation.
low here, I think.
24. You lost 5 armor.
Oh,
Last
that's
22.
not good. I think I boned
22.
myself here.
Elevate. Field gun range 68 armor 6. 28. Elevation. 24.
I don't want to move. I
Elevation.
kind of want to
23.
just... I wonder how low I have to go
22.
here.
24. Elevation. 26.
Okay, we
Elevation.
got him.
Bazooka not in range distance 520. 85% armor.
85.
82% fuel.
Okay, we're in the 80s, so we're probably not going to get a lot of stars this time. It's been a little bit ugly, but...
Bazooka not in range distance 522.
Bazooka. We could try another weapon. Let's do that, just for
56% shell.
variety's
56% shell.
sake.
80% budget range 500 payload 50. 80% budget range 500 payload 50.
Okay, 500.
80% budget range 500 payload. Bazooka
So
not
we
in range
switched
distance
into a different
522.
weapon here. So now we have a range of 500.
Bazooka not in range distance 522.
Let's go just instead of going half, let's go forward. That'll take us 100. That'll get us
Forward.
within range.
Forward.
But this guy should be a fair distance
Bazooka
away.
range 422 armor 9.
So 422.
You lost 5 armor.
Oh,
Last entry.
really?
32.
Okay,
Elevation.
so I'm going to say 35.
35. Plus
Boom,
1
we
one-shot
got
kills
him.
equals 250 stars.
So that was a one-shot kill. We should get some bonuses for that.
Plus wave 6 completed. Plus 4 targets equals 200 stars.
Oh, 4 targets, okay.
Plus 1 one-shot kills equals 250 stars. Less 8 firecracker equals 80 stars. Less 18 damage equals 90 stars. Less 9 fuel used equals 45 stars. Plus 6 eco boost equals 1500 stars. Star awarded 1735.
Oh, okay. 1735. I wonder if we can afford any upgrades, like any shield. I'd get maybe some shield upgrades, maybe.
Stars awarded 1735. Total stars 3027.
Actually, no. I think we need. Don't we need like $5,000 to upgrade something? So we're doing okay.
Total stars 3000. Wave 6 last entry. Crate 6.
Okay, crate 6.
Targets 3.
Targets 3.
81% fuel.
81% fuel.
81% fuel. 81% fuel. 7 wind. 80% armor.
So we're not full, but we're not terrible. I want to see if I can do, and remember, we're on our 500 range weapon, so we can fire further away.
Fuel dump range 19, value 18. Targets 3.
Let's target a,
Targets
let's
3.
aim a target. And I can tilt my device sideways if I want to manually just switch, like a radio dial. I can switch to see what is next to my target. Or, like I said, I tend to use more of the, I want to specifically target a crate, or I want to specifically target an actual enemy. And then I only really use tilt a lot for the actual aiming. So what is our distance?
Gunner range 422, armor 3.
422. So I'm thinking
38. 39.
got him.
Gun duo not in range, distance 918.
Boom. Hey, yeah. Okay, so we got one shot kill. That's going to afford us a nice bonus.
Gun duo not in range, distance 918.
Okay, let's go half space.
Gun duo not in range, distance 918. Reverse.
Okay.
Gun duo range 459, armor 8.
459. Let's
37. Elevation 38. Elevation.
got
Gun
him.
duo not in
One
range,
shot
distance
kill,
950.
son. Hell yeah. Okay.
Gun duo not in range, distance 950.
950. Let's half that by double tapping.
Gun duo not in range, distance 950. Gun duo range 475, armor 1.
475. That's pretty close to 500. So let's go about 42.
42. Elevate. 42.
Boom.
Elevate. Less 2 budget equals 40 stars.
One shot, one kill, 3 kills. You guys are done. All right. That's what I was trying to do. Didn't use hardly any fuel. Used only 3 shells. Got one, confirmed kills with 1 shot, 1 kill. That should be pretty strong. Let's see what we got here.
Wave 7 completed. Plus 3 targets equals 150 stars. Plus 3 one-shot kills equals 750 stars.
Yeah.
Less 2 budget equals 40 stars. Less 26 damage equals 130. Less 8 fuel used equals 40 stars. Plus 7 eco boost equals 1750 stars. Less 8 plus 7 eco boost equals 1750 stars.
Not sure what that means, but...
Stars awarded 2,440.
Okay.
Total stars 5,467.
Okay, 54. So now we should definitely be able to get an upgrade in our next one. So maybe I'll do one more wave. And like I said, there's not really a whole lot else to say. It sounds complicated when you first start it. And at first, the main thing that I really wasn't sure of is I was sort of getting confused. Like, I understood that you were tilting to aim up and down. But the problem was I wasn't quite sure, like, okay, how do I know, what number should I aim toward, And I was not connecting it. And then it's like, oh, okay, look at the range of what your current weapon is. So 250, 500, 750, whatever. And then you have to factor in the wind and, the tilting. So if your optimal is at a 45-degree angle, then you have to kind of go a little bit around that, depending on how much further or how much closer you are. So once I kind of got that down, I've gotten a lot better. Like I said, it's not, I wouldn't call it necessarily an action game, but there is kind of, this thing of like, oh man, can I get this guy in one shot? It's kind of like almost like a simulation strategy type of thing. Like I said, it's still pretty fun, Let's see.
Total stars 5,400. Total stars
So we're going to
5,467.
start here.
Weapon cache range 64% shell.
64% shell.
60%
I'm
page 2
gonna-
of 4. Page 3 of 4. Fuel drop 1,000 star. Supply
No,
drop. Page
I
2
want-
of upgrade armor limit needs 5,000 star. Current 100. Upgrade armor limit needs 5,000 star. Current 100.
Current 100? What? What do you mean? I thought I got 5,000.
Upgrade armor limit needs 5,000 star. Current 100. Upgrade armor limit needs 5,000 star. Current 100. Upgrade armor limit needs 7,500 star. Current 150. Upgrade armor limit needs 7,500 star. Current 150.
Okay, I'm a little bit confused on how that's worded.
Upgrade armor limit needs 7,500. Star current 150.
Limit.
Upgrade armor limit needs 7,500. Star current 150.
Current 150. Huh. Because it
Upgrade armor
almost
limit
sounded
needs
like I didn't
7,500. Star
have...
current 150.
It sounded like when I did it before I didn't have enough, but apparently I did upgrade my armor. So that is good. So if I go back...
Page 1 of 4. Stars 467.
Yeah, 467. The thing is there doesn't really seem to be a back button here. Like I can go to options in the upper right, but the only way really to get out of here is just basically choose the shell. Like let's say I don't want to make any changes. Maybe there should be like a back button somewhere. Like, okay, like I don't need to change my weaponry, just let's back out. Or have the 2-finger scrub gesture for voiceover work, which doesn't seem to be active. But
selected 64% budget range 500
so,
50.
Okay, let's keep going with that because it's a nice distance.
Selected 64% budget range.
So if I choose that weapon,
value
it'll
9.
take me out. That's basically you have to choose a weapon. So you just choose the one that you're already using. Okay, let's see what we got here. We have
73% fuel.
Okay.
36% armor.
Oh, 36% armor. That's not good.
Create 7.
Okay, let's...
Create 7. Fuel dump range 14 value 2.
No, I much more need
Create
armor.
7. Create 7. Weapon cache range 194 value 32.
So now I'm going to tilt.
Armor crate range 279 value
There's
37.
what we need.
Armor crate range 270. Armor crate range 279 value 37.
Double tap that now. What is our
61%
armor?
61%
Wow,
armor.
only 61?
Armor crate range 141
Okay,
value
let's grab another
armor. Crate
armor.
range 141 value 26. 70% fuel. 70% fuel. 78% armor.
Okay, well, it's...
2 RPGs not in range distance 811.
Oh god, 2 RPGs. Ooh. Okay.
2 RPGs not in range distance 811.
811. I don't want to get too close to those. You know what we might want to do? RPGs are kind of lethal.
64% shell. 64%
Let's
shell.
switch.
60% bone shaker range 750 payload 75. 60% bone
I
shaker
got
range
60%
750
of
payload
those,
75.
so let's choose our
60%
bone
shaker range
shaker.
750. 2 RPGs not in range
Now we
distance
have a range of
811.
750.
2 RPGs not in range distance 811.
So if I go forward by... I'm not going to go in half. I'm going to go forward by 100.
Forward. Forward.
Okay, now we are...
2 RPGs range 711 armor 13.
711, 750. So I'm going to say about
41.
41.
41.
Boom!
Infantry not in range
Eat it,
distance
son.
1136.
Wow, that was a nice little explosion. I like that sound effect.
Infantry not in range distance 1136.
1136. Okay, let's go halvesies
Infantry
on
not in range
that.
distance 11. Infantry not in range distance 1136. Targets 2.
Okay.
Infantry range 568 armor 8.
Okay, so...
39.
I would say...
Elevation.
Wonder about
32.
32?
Elevation. 32.
Got him!
Elevation. Armor crate range 593 value 32.
That was probably a little bit more overkill. I probably shouldn't be using these long-range things for infantry. I should be switching.
Armor crate range 593 value 32. Armor crate range
Yeah,
593
let's get
value
some
30.
armor.
Armor crate range 593 value 30. Targets 1.
We're going to use some fuel, but...
Fuel dump range 199 value 2.
What is our fuel?
91% armor. Wind is now minus 59% fuel. Fuel dump range 199
might as well.
value. Fuel dump range 199 value 2. Fuel dump range 8 value 11.
Okay.
Fuel dump range 8 value 11.
So now we have...
91% armor. Fuel use 1. 91% armor. Armor boost 37. 91. 60% fuel.
Wow.
Fuel dump range 8 value 11. Fuel dump range 8 value 11. Weapon
Okay,
cache
we're
range
gonna grab
166
that.
value 9.
That's kind of an interesting sound effect there. Okay.
Weapon cache range 166 value 9.
Weapon cache.
52% shell.
Yeah, you
Weapon
know,
cache
since
range
this is our
166 value.
restocking
Weapon cache
round,
range
let's go
166
grab our
value. Weapon cache
fuel.
range 166
Or not
value
our
9.
fuel, let's go
Mortar
grab
range
our weapon.
280. Mortar range 286 armor 14.
Okay, so I'm definitely not going to waste. I am going to switch back to my
88% shell.
firecracker.
88% shell. 56%
So
firecracker range
that's
256% firecracker range
250.
56% firecracker range. Mortar not in range distance 208. Mortar not in range distance 286.
286. So if I go forward by 100.
Forward. Forward. Mortar range 186 armor 14.
186.
Enemy near last entry. 32. Enemy near fuel use 1.
I'm not
Enemy near
quite
last
sure
entry.
what our wind is here, but let's see.
Mortar range 186 armor 14.
180. Let's
36.
try.
Elevation. 34.
34
Elevation.
didn't work.
Mortar range 186, armor 13.
180.
36. Elevation.
Let's try.
31. 31.
Nope.
You lost 8 armor.
Oh
Last
boy.
entry.
Not good.
Wind is now -7, last entry.
Okay, we got a hell of a head or
Wind is now
hell of a
-7, last
wind.
entry. Mortar range 186, armor 13.
Ow. Okay, oh, that's their armor.
30. Elevation. 28. Elevation. 28. Elevation.
Let's
32.
go more near
Elevation.
40 here.
39. Elevation. 40. Elevation. 30. Mortar range 186, armor 1. 42. Elevation. 44.
Okay, well, we got him.
Firecracker
That
equals
was
40 stars.
kind of ugly. That was kind of a restocking ugly round. I'll look at what our resources are for the next round, but I think we're going to wrap up here. I'm just kind of curious what I'm left with as far as ammo and especially armor, because I got boomed a little bit. I lost 8 armor.
Wave 8 completed. Well done. Wave 8 completed.
Wave 8?
Plus 9 targets equals 450 stars. Wave 8 plus 9 targets equals 450 stars.
Okay, so targets even, that includes like fuel dumps and ammo crates and stuff like that.
Plus 2 one-shot kills equals 500 stars.
So I did get a couple of one-shot kills.
Less 4 firecracker equals 40 stars. Less 2 bone shaker equals 60 stars. Less 25 damage equals 125 stars. Less 18 fuel use equals 90 stars. Plus 80 co-boost equals 2,000 stars. Stars awarded 2,635.
Oh, okay, actually I did get a fair number of stars still.
Total stars 3,102.
Okay, so we're back up there again.
Total stars
Let's just see what
3,102.
my...
Wave 8 last end 83% armor.
Okay.
68% fuel.
Okay.
36% shell.
Okay, definitely need more of those shells for my weaponry there.
Tank battle.
But that is a look at Tank Battle, Endless Gunner. I don't remember what it costs in the App Store, but it's not expensive. Again, thank you for the developer to reaching out to me for an invitation to the beta testing, and we went back and forth and talked a little bit about the accessibility and some ideas for the interface and stuff like that. And thank you for the code for the final version. Like I said, it's kind of it's a fun strategy game. I usually don't kind of get into these types of games, but them being accessible, and I like the idea of driving a tank. Kind of reminds me, I don't know if the game is even compatible with Windows 10 anymore, but there was a game that I played a little bit of back in the day called GMA Tank Commander, which was sort of along a similar lines, but it used a heck of a lot more keys on the keyboard and stuff like that. But yeah, you were kind of navigating this open field, and you were trying to take down targets and pick up supplies, and this kind of reminds me of that in iOS portable form, which is definitely not a bad thing. And like I said, it's not meant to be like an arcade shooter, an arcade action game. It's more of a thinking man's kind of a strategy thing. And I do just want to say, I have read a few comments online through AppleVis and other places. People going, oh, well, there was a thread about, oh, we want more action games, and people were like, oh, well, these games are stupid. I don't want any more war games. I don't want any more, basic thing. People were talking about even a couple of these types of, strategy type games or the tank game, and they're just like, well, this is so simple, and it's just blah, 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 and just ripping the developers apart. And like I said, I mean, yes, we should strive for having similar games to what the sighted audience would want. And yes, that's a great thing to shoot for. I completely agree. But we can't be so hateful. I mean, if I were a developer, like I said, I've said this before, and I'm sure I'll say it again, but we shouldn't just say, oh, be happy for what you get, because we're lucky we get anything, which we should. But, if somebody makes a bad game, we have to call them on it, but we don't have to, be completely a dick about it. It's hard enough making games that are specifically targeted, or specifically aimed so that blind people can play them. But if I were a developer who puts, the resources that they have available to them, usually not a lot, because they're usually, one or two person team, and they're using what resources because they want to make a fun game. They want to make something that they want to play. They want to make something that we would want to play. And then to just release it into the world, and, it's fair to be critical, but it's not cool. It's not good to be, like I said, almost hateful. It is kind of a thing of be careful what you wish for, because if I were a developer that made audio games or voiceover accessible games, I would be kind of thinking, is this worth it? How much resources, how much time, how much effort do I want to put in to a product for an audience that may be less than, not even just less than grateful, but outright just savage. I kind of would be tempted to be like, you know what? F you guys, man. I'm going to go on and do something a little bit more rewarding or profitable or both, So just keep that in mind. I hate to end it with a lecture, but it just kind of saddens me to see some of this type of behavior and stuff like that in a lot of these places, AppleViz and AudioGames.net and all these places. So anyway, that is I was going to say GMA Tank Commander. That is Tank Battle Endless Gunner. Go pick it up in the App Store now. It's pretty fun. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Follow me on Twitter at BGFH79, Mixer.com/BGFH, and illegally cited.com. Till next time, I'll chat with you guys again later.